All right, guys, welcome to the AI Breakfast Lab. We are live on YouTube right now. So, welcome to anybody that's viewing us on YouTube, guys. This is from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central, from 11 a.m. to 12 noon Eastern. We're here every single day, Monday through Friday, doing AI training in our AI Breakfast Lab by observing and getting oriented with our platform. Welcome, James. Welcome, welcome. All right, guys. So put in the chat if you guys are where you're in from. We want to welcome everybody here, and of course, our any of our guests that are viewing here. We appreciate you guys being here. We got Tennessee in the house, Texas in the house, or we got Orlando in the house, New Orleans, and California, and I think we have Nashville and South Africa here too as well. So welcome, welcome. All right. Well. Let's see here. What are we going to do today on the AI Breakfast Lab? We're going to have some fun, though. How about that? That sound good?
That sounds good to me. Let's do it.
Okay. Yep. All right. So let me open up the app here, and then I may do some little training here for you guys. So let's just share my screen and let's rock and roll. All right. So here is the AI platform, guys, for you guys to view. Obviously, if our guests that are here, you understand we got a lot of apps over here on the left with the button that goes left and right by clicking it. It's right next to the magnifying glass. That's what you do to open up the actual tools. So, what I want to do this morning, and I want to talk about one of our GPTs this morning, and that's our Clarity Coach, our CABS plus R Clarity Coach. And I want to explain a little bit what it is programmed to do. It is in the category of agentic AI, agent AI. The Cab Clarity Coach is an agent that wants to get you to a destination of clarity. So this is best explained probably with a visualization. So let me go ahead and create a new free form here. And let's talk about the concept here. Okay. So maybe I can just bring up a note. That may be easier. So let's just bring up notes in Zoom. So let's just bring up a notepad right here. Notes. Where do I go to notes? See, control, annotate, share. Okay. I gotta see notes, James. I know we had it in here. Maybe we don't have it on this when we're doing the live webinar. But I tell you what I can do. Um, Tell you what, let's do this. I'll just use Canva and I'll draw, I'll put it together in here, okay?
Okay.
So let's let's go here and then let's just present here. This is the best way to explain it. All right. You guys see this? Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So this is the cabs. See cabs on the left, and you have the S and you have the R and you have the B over here. See that? And you got a happy family. And you got not so happy over here. Okay. So this is what we call the pit. Okay. What the cabs plus R coach, clarity coach, is endeavoring to accomplish for you is to develop what's called a clear, actionable business statement. It's also going to help you with an empathy map of your actual message. So let me explain a little bit. So the concept is I help C do A so they can B via and by means of my system or my mechanism, and realizing we have to overcome resistance, right? The resistance is the Jordan, the Red Sea. We want to provide a bridge for them to come over to understand. And we can make money along the way, of course. And some of the bridges, for example, this is basic marketing 101, more advanced type of training, but it's simple to understand. I try to make it simple for you to understand, right? So, how do I help people? How do I help humankind leverage AI technology so they can stay ahead of the time, so they can make money and capture part of the quadrillion dollar industry, so their kids don't have to worry about money in the future, so I can build a legacy, so I can take my wife to travel the destinations of the world and never have to worry about running my credit card because I always have enough money and I have trust designed all for my family because I invested in AI. I own AI now, and I made the decision to join the AI revolution, the future, right? So that produces a happy family, right? Well, what are some of the mechanisms we use to bring people over? Obviously, we have the AI Breakfast Lab. Think of that like a podcast. We have books, we have webinars and courses, and we got YouTube channels, and there's all kinds of mechanisms you can have to bring people over the bridge. This works for any business. I don't care what you're selling, insurance services, coaching services, marketing services, right? You're always trying to help somebody reach their destination so they can do something valuable. I like to use the training of this. For example, put in the chat, what do you, if I said to you, I sold drills, like, a drill to fathers. Why do you need a drill? To do what? Put in the chat, why do you need why do you need a drill? Right? Put in the chat, why do you need a drill? What does a drill do? To make a hole. That's right. Good. Good answer. Yep, exactly. Liz Hodges says to make a hole. So let me ask you something. If I sold, okay, remember, if I sold drills to fathers so they could drill a hole, let me ask you guys something. Sorry, guys. If I sold drills to fathers to make holes, does that really attract you to buy that from me? Yes or no? But yes or no? No, no. It's not too attractive, right? I'd have a hard time selling it, wouldn't I? Yeah, I would. Exactly. However, what if let's go back to that screen. If I help fathers find the right drill so that they can drill a hole, how can I change that? Let me give you an example of what the Clarity Coach can help you do. Okay? And I'm just going to state it. I help single fathers, or I help fathers with new kids, young kids, right? Under 10. Okay. I help fathers with kids under 10, more specific, right? Buy the perfect drill so they could build the tree house for their kids to build memories for a lifetime. Now, Let me ask you how you feel now. You
I
think
want
it's
one of your drills.
you think he could sell it a little easier? You understand? Put yes if you understand what I'm saying. So I sell, real simple. I sell drills to to fathers with kids under 10 so they could build memories for their kids by building the drill house, the tree house.
Treehouse.
Yeah, the tree houses to build lifetime memories for their kids. Yeah, what do you think about that? Right? So you can craft that message a little bit. So somebody asks you, "What do you do?" Well, I sell drills to um, fathers with kids under 10, so they can build a dream memorable treehouse for their kids to build memories that will last a lifetime. Right? It's a little more persuasive, right? A little bit more. You're bringing it to them, something they won't forget. You understand? That's what the Clarity Coach does for your service and your business. Think about that for a moment. And how does the Clarity Coach do it? So let's go through it and let's look at it. So we systemize this whole thing. Remember, so that's why we write books, podcasts, and YouTube, and why we do webinars. People ask, well, why do you do so many events? Well, because we want to take people, there's a lot of resistance, right? So we want to take them past that. Why are we having the book boot camp? And why are we teaching you how to write your authority book? Well, let me be very clear. Because if you are a consultant with Momentum Tech, some of you are, some of you aren't. Maybe you're a guest here, but maybe you want to be an AI consultant. If you want to take it up a notch, write your authority book about AI technology. We give you all the tools. Write your book, your authority book that you could lead with that to take people over that bridge, to overcome resistance so they could hook on to and capture the AI revolution so they can enjoy all the future with their family and build a legacy income for their family, right? That goes beyond mother and father, where their kids can enjoy a stress-free life because money is no worry. So they can travel the world wherever they want to because they invested in AI and they invested time into it. They put their effort into marketing it, right? They decided to be all in 100%. So having podcasts and doing all kinds of other stuff, social media, all of that takes people over the bridge. You understand it now, right? That is what the Cabs plus R coach does right here. So here he is. So let me log out, sign out of this one. I'm logged into somebody else's account and log into mine. And let's go back into that. Give me a second here. There we go. All right. So here's the coach, Cavs plus R. Okay. Let's do that one more time. Excellent. All right. So let's go back up here. So he says, hello, I am your elite direct response copy coach, specializing in crafting high converting client journey statements. Okay, that's what he's designed to do. Okay. Using the CABS plus R framework. I spent 15 years in helping entrepreneurs and experts turn their client transformation into clear, persuasive messaging that drives sales. To get your results fast, let's start with the first question. Who is your ideal client and what specific problems keep them up at night? He's going to ask you 15 questions. Now, I went ahead and said, can you give me all 15 questions up front and lay them out for me, please? Because the reason I like to do that because I want to think about all these things. It's not just something we just type and one time. It's something that you work because you know what? Let me tell you guys. Some of you, for example, are consultants, right? not everybody is going to, you're not just going after everybody. Maybe, maybe I want to target, for example, I help uh, Latino and Spanish cultures leverage AI, right? Specific, or I help women, or I help active older adults, or I help single fathers or single mothers learn AI. Well, why would a single mother want to learn AI? Well, first of all, she's maybe looking for a secondary income because she's a one income, and what's it going to do for her family and her kids, right? If she could build a residual income, James, it's
Yeah,
going to change. It's going to
exactly.
change. It's going to change her life, right?
Absolutely.
Right. But how's it going to change her life, right?
Well, I can tell you for myself, when I built residual income, it allowed me to take my daughter flying where we wanted to go, when we wanted to go, how we wanted to go, and go deep sea fishing and go camping and go take the boat
So,
out and catch
so
sand
you had
bass.
flexibility. Yeah, you had flexibility
Flexibility. Yeah.
and freedom, right? Freedom to
Yep.
do the things that build memories for your memories that your kid will remember forever, right?
Yes.
That Bella, right? Exactly. So imagine, so that's what you want to figure out. Not everybody's the same. Not everybody's like me is going after every business or going after certain entrepreneurs. You got to find your niche. Like I think of Nancy Wolf, right? She teaches active older adults, right? Yes. That's her target, seniors, right? So you got to figure that out yourself. This is a blank canvas for you guys. If you're looking at our AI platform, you could help you know, financial advisors. You could help real estate professionals. I help um, you know, restaurants. Maybe you come from a certain background, medical providers, hospital. Maybe you're a nurse, right? So you get me, right? The more specific you are, the better you're going to be. So here's the questions that the Clarity Coach asks us. So this is the pit, okay? The seat. Three questions. Who's your ideal client? What specific problem keeps them up at night? What daily struggles or frustrations do they face because of this problem? And what have they already tried that hasn't worked? You think about those questions and you answer them. Now, the peak, which is the A, this is the tangible outcome. This is where we want to take them. What specific measurable outcome will they achieve through your solution? The fifth question, in what time frame will they achieve this outcome? And the sixth question, what tangible evidence will show they have reached this outcome? Then B, what's the intrinsic transformation? In other words, how will their life be different? That's the B, right? Emotionally, once they achieve this outcome. I mean, how did you feel when you achieved that outcome or residual income and you built that and you tasted that, James? Your
Oh, it was
emotion,
life changing. It's just being able to your kids grow up so fast as it is, being able to really spend quality time without the worries of am I going to be able to buy the next bill of groceries. It's hard to describe. It's life changing.
right? So what new opportunities opened up for you, right? You can a lot more opportunities, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I it was made it a lot easier. Did homeschooled my son through the end of eighth grade, but I had been homeschooling my daughter on a well, it's called a university model where she actually went to school 3 days a week and homeschooled her for 2 days. It made it so much easier for me to customize her curriculum, spend more time side by side with her, working on her schoolwork. And really, she's been my business partner side by side since she was birthed. I have pictures of her laying on my chest while I'm in one of my conference rooms with one of the last big franchise companies I built. I'm typing on the computer and she's just laying on my chest listening to my heartbeat. It opened up a lot more time for me to really spend quality time with family.
Yeah, that's great. Right. See, so that's what you want to get very specific with the intrinsic value. How will others perceive them differently? Right? How's it going to make them feel? Right? And then the S, the system, the unique mechanism. What is your unique solution to their problem? Well, that's pretty easy with our AI platform, right? I mean, that could be defined really easy. But what makes your approach different from others? Well, we know that one login, one subscription, right? Easy to learn, training available, gold standard, certification, right? Everything. We have it all, right? What are the key components that make it work, right? Well, the training, the human touch, right? The handholding. We can help just about anybody with it, right? And then what are some of the obstacles and resistance? Well, what beliefs or obstacles prevent them from solving their problem right now? What's holding them back? Is it fear? I've tried AI before, or, you know, or they believe, ChatGPT is everything I need, and I need to subscribe to ChatGPT, 11 Labs, and you know, Banana, and all the other platforms. And I don't care. I'll spend $500 a month, right? They're spending that kind of money. What problems or objections do they have about solutions like yours, right? And what risks do they perceive in trying your solution? Great questions, right? So those are the 15 questions. That's it. You answer those questions, the Clarity Coach will do two things for you. It'll help you with your clarity statement and get clear. And you can massage it, you can work it. It gives you a good starting point. Now, can you do this just by thinking? Yeah, you can. This just speeds it up for you a little bit more. It gives you more options. Once you figure out the CABS clarity coach and you figure out your actual, you know, who is your target? Who is your target? Right? Like this right here. Who is your target? Right? Who do you help? And that may take a little bit of brainstorming and thinking. Maybe you, like I said, maybe you had a first career, right? Right. I know, like Buddy and Liz, they want to go target churches. So maybe their message is, I want to help pastors and churches. What do you want to help them do? And why do you want to help them? What's the value for them? And what mechanism and system are you going to use to get their attention to overcome resistance that they may have? Well, maybe writing your authority book is a good idea. Maybe doing a podcast about it. Maybe doing a specific, maybe doing some videos about it, right? Maybe it is creating your own YouTube channel and talking about it, that niche, and really going deep in that because you want to overcome the resistance, right? Or maybe you want to help realtors, right? Whatever it is you want to do, that's where you have to have clarity, right? That's where you have clarity. So that's what the clarity coach does. So, like I said, I want to talk to you guys about this. Um, Matter of fact, probably the best thing to do. Do we have Liz here with us?
Let's see if we do.
I don't think we do.
Yeah, she's here. I'll bring her
You
up.
you want to
See if
come up,
she's
Liz?
available.
Let's work on your church because you and
I
Buddy told me you wanted to work on church. You wanted to target churches, right?
I can't pull her up because I'm not co-host.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get you co-host here, brother. All right. Here you go. Co-host. Make co-host. This works best, not necessarily what I'm going to do, but I want to pull it out of Liz a little bit. Why they want to work with churches, right? Why they want to target churches. That's what she told me, right? So tell me, Tell me a little bit, Liz. I'm gonna kind of use a case study here. You and Buddy, you told me, hey, I want the church funnel. Why? Tell me why.
Well, I've got a chaplain that is part of our team, and I want to work closely with him and help him develop his organization. And one of the best ways is to go into a niche that you are already familiar with to offer the services that Momentum Tech has to become AI ready. And
Okay.
so, for that reason, I want to help him. And I've also got another lady that's actually up in your neck of the woods that she is on a church mission right now. She moved from Orlando up to Nashville. And so I want to connect her in also. So, whatever niche you happen to be working with or you're most familiar with, use that resource to tap into it.
Yeah, when I was in the financial services industry, right after ministry work, I had a mentor. He worked for New York Life, and I did an interview with them because I was trying to find the right person to work for. And their marketing system was just like that. They like to hire like retired doctors or retired people, ministers or retired professional players, right? Because they had a vertical market they can go after, right? And they went and so they developed like two or three vertical markets and they went deep. I mean, deep into those vertical markets, right? Does that make sense? They didn't just hit the
Absolutely.
surface of them. They went deep. Like for example, if I think of churches, obviously churches they have conferences they go to learn, right? They they need to raise money, right? Obviously, for their church. They want to grow more. They have missions they need to raise money for. They have a lot of things that they need to support. So fundraising is a big part of what they
Yes.
um, and they should focus on if any nonprofit or church should look at not only just donations from members, but maybe other sources of income, right? Not just
Fundraising is a great avenue because churches are always trying to raise funds.
Yeah, and that's so getting away from the bake sale. Why not capture something like that is high trending and at the same time you're helping your members of your church level up on skills. Anybody that's looking for jobs or future proof that get them ready to use AI and get them AI ready, but not forsaking their anointed intelligence, right? Remember, the AI 3 would be very important to put in there because that's important
Mhm.
to a church and church members, right? Your anointed intelligence multiplied by artificial intelligence gets you amazing information, amazing intelligence, right? So
Right.
those are all important, having your anointed intelligence. So that's a great target market, right? So in that case, I help ministers and churches and ministries, missionaries, right? What are we going to help them do? We help them get AI ready and leverage AI, right? So they can what? Right? So those are the questions we want to answer. So let's go to the cabs. So somebody asked, who do we do this for? You could do it for your business, like we're talking about, for your consulting. Now, can you take these questions and print them out and have a form and go take notes and sit down with a client and charge them, James, to do this for them?
Oh, I would. Yeah.
Yeah, you can. You want to make some extra money? Yeah, absolutely.
You
Right?
can charge thousands of dollars for this kind of service.
Yeah, because this is what gets them clear. They're clarity coaches, right? That charge per hour, right? So this is like, clarity coach, number one. So who is your ideal client, right? So let's just answer the question. So our ideal client are ministers, churches, and ministries and missionaries. And what keeps them up at night is making sure that their next meal is provided, even though they trust God to meet their needs, they still can get concerned about their next paycheck. So fundraising and raising money is important to them so they can achieve what they want to accomplish in ministry work. So the daily struggles obviously include worry and doubt at times. Human nature can get in the way. They may miss out on opportunities to give to people that need in their church group, people that have needs, genuine needs, if they don't have the money. They've probably already tried bake sales, bazaars. What else have they tried? What do you think?
We used to, like with church, we used to sell little oil lamps, all kinds of stuff,
Oil
wooden
lamps.
crosses.
Yeah. Wooden crosses. They try everything, right? Okay. All right. So I'm answering these questions. All right. So first question I'm answering is see, who is your ideal client? What keeps them up at night? Right. So let's go back to the first question here. Yeah. What have they already tried? Okay, that's good. So that's good. That's number one, two, and three. Okay, so that's C. This is C. Okay. So watch this. I'm just gonna boom, boom. All right. So this is the pit that I just described. Now you can get as elaborate as you want to. You can ask the ministers this question. You can do a survey to find this out, Liz, right? To find out what keeps you up at night. What do you? So again, thank you for this clear ideal client, minister leaders, pastors, churches, ministries, missionaries who worry about covering the next paycheck, even the next meal, because giving is inconsistent and fundraising pressure never stops. Daily struggles, constant worry, doubt, decision fatigue around what fundraiser next, missed chances to support genuine needs in their congregation, and limited outreach due to lack of funds. Tired and tried and failed, time heavy, low yield tactics, bake sales, bazaars, selling oil lamps, wooden crosses that don't create predictable income. Does this capture it accurately? What do you think, Liz, James? Or
I
would
do,
you,
yeah.
Absolutely.
okay, or would you tweak anything before we move to the A, right? So let's move to A. So let's tell, now we got to tell it, okay? Let's move to A. This is agentic AI. The CABS plus R 30 coach will get you clear on your message. You're already seeing the powerful system at work here, right? And this is just the beginning of it, right? So great. What specific measurable outcome will your ministry clients achieve through your solution? Answer with clear metric plus amount examples, right? Secure 120 new monthly partners, an average of 35 equals this in 90 days. Raise $75,000 to fully fund the mission budget this quarter. Increase recurring giving by 40% and donor retention by 65. Add $10,000 a month to predictable giving while cutting back fundraising with 20 hours a month. What is your outcome? What is the outcome? What specific measurable outcome will your ministry clients achieve through our solution, through AI? Great question, right, James?
Yeah, it's a great
So
question.
you may want to think about how you position this, right? It depends on the size of their ministry, right? Obviously, they can build some real great income. There's no doubt. Um, so this is where you would do some evaluation, right? And figure out how for example, let's say they did uh, an AI, some AI education, so like a summit for their, maybe you did that a summit for them, right? Of
Hmm.
AI training, and maybe and people paid for it to come and learn, $20, right? To come and learn, and it included lunch, and the lunch was all provided by all the volunteers. They cooked and made fresh meals, and they had lunch cooked for them, didn't cost them anything, and they had 1,000 church members at $20. And they all, let's say half of them, 500 of them came to the church to learn AI. And guess who's going to teach it, Liz? You. Right? Buddy, or your friends, right? And maybe you could get James or I to come and teach too, right? And share,
Absolutely.
right? So $20, make it really affordable. 500, 20 times 500 is what? One, two, three, 10. That's 10 grand, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so that's an example that we could give. That's a specific outcome, right? Plus the subscriptions. So if somebody had five, if the church got 500 retail customers, let's say, using the platform, how much money would that mean, James, for them monthly?
A lot.
Can you configure it in the compensation plan?
Sure.
We're on our, because we have a new retail site, by the way, guys, and it's live, right? And the promote, right? You create your funnel, you go to AI tools, and this is our new retail funnel, right? You set up your retail funnel. So let's say the church had a retail funnel and they got 500 of those customers, 500 customers that were church members to subscribe to the AI platform, and people in the community and businesses. Of course, every church has businesses and that can support them and so forth, right? So 500, we're trying to figure out 500 retail customers on a monthly basis. What kind of residual income is that? Plus, I imagine it would be pretty easy for them to find a sponsor too, right?
Yeah, that would definitely put them above gold. So they'd be getting gold bonus value. They'd be getting their jumpstart bonuses. They'd be paid down, uh, you know, to like I think the 14th level. So it would be a chunk of change. I can't easily just plug that number in and see what it would be, but it's going to be a lot because they're going to be getting
Four
all the
figures.
big bonuses. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. Let's just talk about this. So, measurable outcome. So, since AI is such a hot topic and it's probably one of the most on-demand and in-demand types of training in the market, having the church do an AI conference to make sure their congregation is leveled up on AI and they understand AI, because it's part of their future careers. And they probably have members of the church that have their own businesses as well. So some of the potential outcome that the churches can receive is by hosting a AI conference that will be 100% supported by our company, Momentum Tech. They get
Yep.
500 registrants at $20 each would make them $10,000. Members of the church can donate all their time to cook lunch and prepare. They may be able to find possibly even sponsors to sponsor the event, members of the church that own businesses and community members. In addition to that, let's say they got 500 subscribers to our platform. They could easily be earning four figures a month of residual income. And this is just the beginning of solving their solution of fundraising goals. They can repeat these events They could have specific events and reach out to the business communities they live in to get businesses to come to their church to learn how they could use artificial intelligence without forsaking their anointed intelligence. I think that answers that pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So let's go on to the next one. Now, AI, the CABS Clarity Coach is going to summarize this for me. Let's see how he summarizes it. So this is a great exercise for your mind also, right? And helping you get really clear, right? So here we go. So excellent. Here's a tight draft, right? So we can confirm it and tweak the number. So primary outcome, 500 registers, right? $10,000 gross from a church-hosted AI conference, fully supported by Momentum Tech. Add on local business sponsors to boost revenue. For example, a few sponsors from church and community. The residual, convert attendees into 500 subscribers of the Momentum Tech platform, creating a four-figure monthly recurring income. And what time frame will your churches hit these outcomes? Is the next question. For example, event scheduled within 30 days, ticket revenue collected day of, yes. Residual income from subscriptions ramping up in 60 days, right, James? 60 days?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So we could plan an event, preferably 60 to 90 days ahead to make sure we have plenty of time to promote it. And the revenue will be collected up front via e-commerce. So attendees will pay right away. Obviously, there's no cost to the venue because the church has plenty of venue and space and tables and chairs for this. The residual income would kick in around the 60-day mark. So really within 90 to 120 days, they will start seeing tremendous outcome of their fundraising goals. Okay. I think that's good. What do you guys think? Yeah? So Liz, do you see how this works?
Absolutely. I'd
Uh,
love to
it-
have a copy of this one though to model after.
Sure. 100%.
Also, someone was asking in the chat, could you explain what AI ready means?
Sure. Well, AI readiness is well, a lot because the market has changed. When I say AI ready, we have a lot of tools in the platform to help you get AI ready. So, like, let's say a business, right? A business needs to change their content strategy because the old mechanism of blue links and ranking on Google has changed because consumer habits have changed, whether you're targeting consumers or businesses or selling e-commerce. They call that B2B, B2C, or B to B to E, right? Direct to e-commerce or C to E, right? So if you're going to e-commerce, if you're selling it. So AI readiness is, well, just getting you prepared, people prepared with their content. Like we have AEO, Ask Engine Optimized content tools in the platform to get their business profile ready, to get their Facebook ready, their content on their Facebook, to get their keywords correct, more question type of keywords, or their YouTube videos, or their LinkedIn, or their Instagram, or their Twitter, or their TikTok, right? These are all tools to help get their profiles with the right language that becomes a magnet to AI. Like you could write blogs in the platform, right? You could write blogs in the platform that are magnets to AI. Like for example, I showed you guys in the last AI Breakfast Lab, we did the AI social meetup website, which we're adding the virtual one to this, right? So some of the things I'm doing for this to get it a to get to show AI readiness is I'm writing blogs. So here's 3 blogs that our AI platform wrote yesterday. I used our AI platform to write these blogs. So for example, here's how to make your small business AI ready this quarter. Okay. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful, James?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's gorgeous.
Yeah. AI readiness means equipping your organization with the people, processes, data, and technology to launch and scale AI initiatives in the next 90 days by focusing on targeted use cases, preparing your data and workflows, and training your team. You could achieve rapid return on investment and build a foundation of long-term success. In this guide, you'll discover what AI ready truly entails. Identify high impact projects for quick wins and learn practical steps to prepare your infrastructure and staff. Whether you're a founder seeking growth, a marketer driving content and funnels, or an operations leader optimizing workflows, you'll find actionable advice to transform your small business with AI. Defining AI readiness for small business. Becoming AI ready is more than purchasing software. It's about creating an environment where AI can thrive. 4 pillars support AI readiness: people, roles, responsibilities, and skills aligned in AI goals. Process, agile workflows from piloting, evaluating, and scaling AI models. Data, clean, accessible data pipelines and governance standards. Technology, scalable infrastructure, and integrated tools. When these elements align, your team can rapidly prototype AI solutions, measure impact, and iterate towards larger deployments. AI readiness empowers decision makers to move beyond experimentation and unlock measurable efficiency and growth. Identifying your team and driving. So look, it's rich stuff, like what you could do. Okay, cool stuff, right? Here's the two other ones. So we wrote these blogs in the platform. So AI readiness is all about like making sure you adopt and get so you get found on ChatGPT, so you get found on Siri and Alexa and Copilot and Perplexity, right? So people your business shows up there, right? Like I was talking to a coach this morning at 5:30 this morning, coaching him and showing him how he could build his website to be AI ready because he said, I can't, my name is nowhere on ChatGPT. How do I do that? I said, well, I'll tell you how to do it. Join our platform, sign him up with Momentum Tech, and showed him how he could build an AI ready website with a landing page architect and with these AI AEO tools. So he could start ranking on ChatGPT. All right, so back to this. That answers your question, I hope. So plan 60 to 90 days, revenue, ticket sales collected up front, revenue, cost, venue cost, 0. Platform begins the 60 days of the post, platform income, strong outcomes between 90 and 120 days. What tangible evidence will show they hit the goal? And what will you measure? So let's copy this and let's paste that right here. Well, obviously, direct deposits, right? Direct deposits and income will show the proof, right? All right, now, so we will measure. So I'm just going to say we'll measure all of this, right? Measure all of this. That's an easy question. Answer. Okay, so all right. Well, that was easy. Okay, so we'll go to the next one. Will that answer the question for them, Liz?
Yes,
I
I
think that's
believe
a
so.
pretty thorough answer.
Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, so the layman terms is real simple. We just get them AI ready, right? So they can show up on, I ask a business, I go in and I say, how would you like ChatGPT, Copilot, Perplexity to refer you new customers to you every day? I don't know any business owner is going to say, nah, I don't want that, right? And then we could go to ChatGPT and, for example, we have a nail salon that they're not showing anywhere on ChatGPT, right? They're not. Their competitors are, but they're not. So that's easy to show them. See, you're not showing up on ChatGPT. We could fix that, right? We could design LinkedIn posts that act as magnets to, or Facebook posts that act like magnets to AI assistants. Because ChatGPT likes LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, it likes that. So if you create the right content and the right blogs, like I just showed you, it doesn't take much. Just a little bit of effort because AI is so fast and it's much 10,000 times faster than how Google ranked on SEO, guys. Super fast. So it's going to reward right now, especially now because we're at the beginning of it, right? So a business that adopts AI readiness and gets it into their system, they're going to be well ahead of the curve. There's not many people that are adopting it yet. There's not many churches, right? So here we go. So A summary, outcome, timeline, emotionally, once these outcomes, how will ministers, leaders feel? I think they're going to feel elated, right? Peace of mind about payroll, confidence to plan outreach, pride serving members, career growth. Yeah. Well, I think the ministers and pastors and missionaries are just going to be elated, totally happy and thankful to God that they found a fundraising solution that really can offer a valuable service to the community, preparing our youth, preparing our working class people to start leveraging and owning AI and using it to reach other people in the community and businesses who want to develop an ethical approach to AI, not forsaking your anointed intelligence. I think the peace of mind is just going to be huge for ministers and missionaries and pastors because residual income can solve a lot of problems for them and it could build a lot of pride in the members and happiness and really a renewed focus to some of their goals to expand their church and their ministry and create a lot of optimism for them and really predictable income because of the residual income they could design and develop. And the great partnership they would have with Momentum Tech to support them on the training aspect is huge. All right. So again, you want to put it in your own terms. We speed this up a little bit. You want to think about it a little bit more, right? And just go through it. Beautiful. Your V7 is clear. Here's the detailed distilled version, right? Peace of mind, predictable, residual income, eases payroll, measures meals, and meals measure, right? Um, pride and gratitude, renewed focus, ethical AI, community impact, confidence. What new opportunities will open up for pastors, ministers once this is working? Well, I think they get great exposure, right? They may even get some great coverage and news coverage, and maybe they can launch new missions, expand your youth or tech ministry. attract new business sponsors, run recurring AI workshops, apply for grants. Yeah, if they're a nonprofit, they can apply for educational grants, right, James?
Yes, they can.
Liz,
Yes.
they can. That's huge. That's even more income there. Because if they launch an educational, like, for anointed intelligence and artificial intelligence, and they do something like, there's grant money available for them to even open up a tech center to train youth and train other people. I think that's great, right? So we don't have much more time to go over this, but see how this works, guys? See, right now we're working on our solution here. So it's working on the B part of it. That's why it says B, right? So, B7 is clear. B8, there's 15 questions. We're at 8 right now, right? So you want to answer these questions. And they do get a little bit tougher. The first parts are a little easy, and they get a little tougher to answer some of them, right? And you really want to think about it. And it may give you some examples, as you can see here, right? These are great examples. We could just keep those examples, but it's good to think a little bit more too. Like we just thought about the grants, and they gave us the idea, apply for grants, which is great, right? Cool. Cool stuff, huh? You guys can come on camera. Let's wrap this up here and see what you guys thought. I want your feedback, what you think so far.
No, I love it. It's great value. And someone had asked earlier in the chat, and I answered them, but they asked, is this to primarily promote Momentum Tech or other businesses? And the answer is it's for both. You could even use this as a consulting tool, as Ed mentioned, but we provide AI tools, our toolbox. Almost every business needs it. And that's why Ed is so good about sharing information that can be used to promote any business and really be a game changer for any business.
Yeah. Yeah, and by the way, this was originally when I programmed this AI app, the Cabs Clarity Coach. It was a long, probably 20-page prompt that you had to put into ChatGPT to even get anything close to what this thing could do for you. Just so you guys understand.
Wow.
And probably another 100-page prompt that I used to use and I could use for ChatGPT, but you have to really, really nail it down.
Yeah.
Basically, and it's hard. Most people, the average person wouldn't even be able to do it, okay? To even figure it out, right? Because basically what I had to do before to explain that is I had to have ChatGPT interview me and ask me these questions. But you had to program it to interview you, right? Now it's already built. It already interviews you. It's asking you the questions. It's already built for you, so it's going to build everything out for you. And once you're finished with it, you're going to see like the content that it can come up for you. It's just like a rainfall of content, right? Just all kinds of great content. Your messaging, social media, all your messaging could be right on target, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. But you got to invest the time in doing it right and tweaking it and massaging it, right? It may not come up with your right outcome that resonates with you when you're finished. It's AI, so tweak it, give it feedback, tweak the questions, think about them deeper, right? That's what you do with the Cabs Plus R program. And by the way, this is just the beginning, guys. I have two other apps that we haven't even put in the platform that do the same thing. Like and I had I was looking at it this morning. I got a business brief coach. And you know what the business brief coach does? He develops a business brief for a business or for you and me, right? And that's very powerful. And it also designs an AI focus group also for you, leveraging AI to develop a focus group. Yeah. And I got a marketing plan coach too. I got a pitch deck coach. He does the same thing. Goes through questions. You'd have to train an AI platform to do that. It goes through all these questions, like the marketing plan, Holy cow, it's like maybe 50 questions you answer, but you don't have to do it all in one day. But it creates a ready marketing plan for anybody, for any business that's ready to pitch to a board on Madison Avenue. I have all those platforms built. We just haven't launched them yet. We will, right? Because I think it's going to be part. I think what we're going to do, we'll probably put those part of the AI certification, James.
Yeah.
Really is what we need to do because those are high level things that you, as a consultant, you can really take that to a business. You could charge a lot of money for a marketing plan, Liz. You could charge a
Yep.
lot of money for a business brief. You could charge a lot of money to put together a focus group for a church or a university. Not that it replaces a human focus group, but it certainly helps them. An AI focus group is just it saves you a ton of money. You know what it costs to develop a focus group? A real good focus group for a product launch, it costs thousands of dollars, five figures to even
Yeah.
put a real good one together. Well, with a, for example, and I got to close out with this, if we were AI changes everything. If my department was in charge of product development and Liz's department was in charge of content marketing and promotion, developing content for the new product that I launched that I developed, and then if James was responsible for all the ad spend and the budget, and we had teams of like 20 people, right? All of us, AI could do all of that now. It's called leverage. We don't need all these people, right? It's leverage. That's how AI leverages things, guys. Yes, like a restaurant or small business help. Yes, a restaurant could be helped. Absolutely. Guys, that's the AI Breakfast Lab. I think today was great. Thanks for
I loved it.
participating, Liz. This is really good. And I'll be sure to put that in a PDF for you so you have a good place to start. And just
Perfect.
what I would do is get with your team, the people that you're talking about, and get them to help you answer these things so you can have a real good message. So when you guys go to churches, you can tell them what you do with clarity. Yeah?
So here's what I can do. Once you make that PDF, I will add that in the YouTube channel in the description area so everyone can download it from this particular
Cool.
live stream.
Awesome. Yes. Yep. Awesome. That's great. Thanks, Liz. We appreciate you so much. Yeah, that's good. This is really valuable, guys. So thanks for joining us, and I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream.